Hello and welcome to cryptocurrency update after the market closed on 4th of May. Actually, let's just update that. 7th of May. I'm coming out to you on Monday actually this week instead of the Sunday. So after the market closed on Monday. We start off as always with this chart of GBTC. This is the Bitcoin Investment Trust. It's kind of giving me a big picture view, and because of their cost averaging, the way they're doing it, kind of smooths out that day-to-day volatility, and it's worked out pretty well so far as a prediction tool. So here's week-to-week action. It's smoothed out by this 40-week line, the average over the last 40 weeks. And we had this big blow-off, as you recently know, in January. Everyone got on board, and then we had that subsequent slump, which was concerning me for a while because it got below this 40-week moving average here, the blue line, which is kind of like a line in the sand. But I did point out a few weeks ago that there was also this line here of what's called support, where we have these closing prices meeting like that in a straight line. And that was very significant, and that line had to hold, and it did hold, and it bounced off in the last few weeks. That's what we've seen Bitcoin's recovery, that a lot of the mass media is missing, but we've been ahead of the curve for the last 4 weeks now. When I explained how that bounce had happened, it was back above its 40-week, and we've got a 50% gain in that short time alone, just from just buying Bitcoin. So very encouraging. Everything's back on track. Let's look at the short-term picture here. This is a 6-month view, day-to-day of Bitcoin. Again, there's that big January blowout and the subsequent come down. And really, we just had this little patch here where it was getting concerning. But Bitcoin is back on track now, and kind of an under the radar kind of way when it's really fooling a lot of people. But this, as I've been explaining, Bitcoin's here to stay, especially the blockchain is here to stay. That is a game-changing technology, and cryptocurrency is almost kind of incidental, as I explain in my seminars and on the DVD, etc. Keeping an eye on that here. Let's look at the league table of cryptocurrencies. There it is by capitalization as of today. And Bitcoin, they're the same three in the lead as before: Bitcoin, Ethereum and Ripple, the big ones. But the little players that I've been identifying, EOS and Litecoin, Stellar, are all making great gains as well. More significantly, there's just more money flowing back into cryptocurrencies. These numbers as a whole are bigger than they were. So they're up 50%. So that's just a good sign, period. Let's look at the individual stocks here, my Stockfolio app that I use to actually map the currencies themselves. There's that line in the sand I use, the 200-day moving average. Bitcoin got a bit sloppy, and it's still not back above it, but that's why I use that GBTC as the investment trust. I think that's a good prediction tool to say that Bitcoin will soon retake its the all-important 200-day moving average. Here's Ethereum. This one is great because it's back above its 200-day. So there we go. That's Ethereum is back in the running, and so is Ripple. Litecoin, that's back above that important line. Stellar, never really had much of a threat, just a little bit there and back on track nicely. Dash has always been my concern, and you can see this one slumped and hasn't really, is still a bit of a laggard there. Not been a fan of Dash, and you see why in the chart. A lot of people follow it there, which is why I list it. KuCoin is this artificial intelligence story that I've been following. The real story behind that is the technology itself and what it's doing for the artificial intelligence community. Neo, quite a new one here we've been keeping on, but that's back above its 200, so that's healthy. But our real star, and the one I said predicted a couple of weeks ago was going to be a real player, is doing amazing. And look at how, as of today, all of them are down a bit, but EOS is up. And when you look at the chart that I explained a few weeks back, I said right here this was a great one to get in. Look at it, it just hasn't stopped accelerating since. This one really went below its 200, and that's what attracted me to it. This was the strongest of the pack, and notice how today it's up when the rest are down. So this has been my favorite for a few weeks now, and you can see why. Let's look, and in terms of getting into mining shares, because remember, there's not just a way, you don't just have to trade the cryptocurrency. There's a look at the charts for the actual cryptocurrency plays. There's also mining. You can buy your mining shares. It's very, very simple. You got a Coinbase. You open a free digital wallet. You want to convert your money into Bitcoin Cash. That one, not Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash. And then you go to bitclubnetwork.com. That's bitclubnetwork, one word.com. And you're going to enter your sponsor name, which is Bits and Pieces, BITSN PIECES, as in bits and pieces. That's your sponsor's name, and then you just simply choose a pool to go into, $500, $1,000, or all the way up to $5,000. Well, that's what I've gone is for GPU, 5,000 or two, because they mine all of them, Ethereum included, 1,000 days mining Ethereum and so on. So that's a great offer. And then you've actually got shares in a miner. And as again, I explain all this in the seminar, in the DVDs. If you're not at that stage now, then you will come to it, but I cover everything every week anyway. So all back on track, all going extremely well. This is very early days in what is going to be a very interesting story with lots of twists and turns over the coming years. We're in extremely early. Most people don't know about anything to do with this yet. We're very ahead of the curve, and lots of money going to be made. Watch this space, and speak to you next time.